Hello, math 8th graders. All right, this week we are going to learn how to solve linear systems by using the substitution method. So no graphing on these next few assignments dealing with substitution. Now, I want you to be able to say, I can use algebraic reasoning using simple substitution and the properties of real numbers to solve a system of linear equations. Now, on this notes video in your next homework, there aren't going to be any special cases. So there aren't going to be any that are the same line where there are infinitely many solutions, and there's not going to be any that are parallel where there are no solutions. Doing the substitution method, we're only going to do systems to equations that will cross. Therefore, they will only have one solution, and then you write your answer as an ordered pair. All right? So like listed here, number 1, identify which equation is solved for either x or y. Then you want to substitute this equation into the other one. 3, you simplify using your algebra steps that you already have been taught. Number 4, use the solved variable to solve the other variable using either one of the equations. But right here, remember to always write your answer as an ordered pair. Let's practice. All right. Solving linear systems using substitution, example number 1. Now we've made it pretty easy. Right here you see that y is solved all by itself. Y equals this. So if y equals x plus 2, what you want to do then is for the y down here, put x plus 2 there instead of the y. So then just write it like this. 2x, then bring plus, well, instead of plus y, it's plus x plus 2. And that equals 8. Draw your line, and now you can solve the equation like you've been taught before. So here, 2x, well, since this is a positive in front of it, it's a plus y. So it's just a positive times a positive. It doesn't change any of the signs. Positive times a positive, positive times a positive. Those are both positives. So basically, when this is a positive here, it makes life easy. So you bring down your 2x, and that's the same as plus our x plus 2, because it doesn't change any signs. Oops, I forgot my 2x. There we go. Equals 8. So now we have 2x plus 2 equals 8. And you remember what's in front of the 1? We have a 2x here. What's assumed here? A 1. So what is a 2x and a 1x combined? We get 3x. Then you bring down your plus 2 equals 8. Here's where we get into our red rover, send over. All right, this is a positive 2, so we have to minus 2 to both sides. That cancels out. Bring down your 3x equals 8 minus 2 is 6. Divide both sides by 3. We know that x equals 2. So we've solved for x. We don't have to do any graphing. Remember, our ordered pairs are always x and y. So we just solved for x. We said x is 2. So we're halfway done. X is 2. Now we go up here, and you can pick either one of these two equations, all right? Any one you want. Let's do a different color so you can see. So obviously this looks like the easier one, so I'm going to pick that one. Well, we don't know what y is, but we know what x is. So we can go y equals, and now our x isn't x anymore. Our x is now a 2. We just solved for that. And then plus 2. So what does y equal? 2 plus 2 is 4. So there is our answer in an ordered pair. You must show all of your work, all right? Everything over here, you have to show the substitution method, and you have to show me that you know how to solve for either the x or the y. Okay, now in this case, we put this in for the y. Sometimes it'll be x equals something, and we'll put it in for the x. let's practice some more. So you need to show this work, all right? And show me then and circle your final answer. My final answer, where if we were to graph these both on a graph, they would cross at exactly the point of 2 and 4 on your graph. That's the only ordered pair that will work in both of these equations. There's one solution. All right, let's practice another one. Number 2. Oh, my puppy wants in, sorry. That's what you probably heard her bark. Okay, sorry for that. Number 2. We have 2 equations. Now, like I said above, now we have x solved all by itself. X or 1x. Zazzy, sit. She's keep pawing at me here. Okay. All right, so we have x equals y minus 1. So down here, x doesn't equal x anymore. Let's substitute that in and make it y minus 1. And there's just a positive in front of it, so we know that none of the signs are going to change. It's just going to stay y minus 1. So we'll make that x y minus 1. Let's bring down our plus 3y equals 11. Now we solve, we simplify, combine our like terms. What are my like terms? I've got a y here and a positive 3y here. What kind of y is this? That's a positive 1y. Combine those. What's a 1y plus 3y? 4y. Bring down your minus 1 because there's no other numbers to combine like terms with. Equals, and then bring down your 11. Red Rover, send over that 1 over to that, constant, 11. So instead of a minus 1, we're going to plus 1 to both sides. Those cancel out. Now I have 4y equals 12. Divide both sides by 4. Y equals 3. All right, so we have half of our answer done for where our ordered pair, where those would cross on the graph. Remember, it's always x, y. So we solve for the y, so that goes in the second spot here. Now let's pick any one you want. It doesn't matter, all right? It doesn't matter which one you pick. It'll get you the same answer no matter what. But obviously, if I look at this one, it looks a little bit easier, so let's solve for this one. Instead of y equals y, I know y is a 3 now, right? So x equals 3 minus 1. What does x equal then? 2. So my ordered pair is 2 and 3. Up here it was 2 and 4. Here, these two equations on a graph would cross at 2 and 3. So that's your final for your answer on that. And that's what I need to see when you submit your homework. I need to see that ordered pair, and I need to see all your work, how you solved for either the x or the y, and then, put your chicken scratch up here so I can see what you did here to solve for the other one. All right, let's do one more, and then you can go on to do your homework, your worksheet. We are going to substitute in for y. I'm going to put this negative 3x in here for the y now. Again, this is a positive in front of here, all right? So that's not going to change that negative 3x. So it's going to be 2x plus, because let me just show you the longhand, plus y is a negative 3x equals 0. Because now here, a positive times a negative, that still stays a negative 3x. Bring down your 2x equals 0. Combine like terms. What is 2x minus 3x? You get a negative 1x equals 0. You can't have a negative variable. Divide both sides by a negative 1. X equals, 0 divided by a negative 1. 0 is always neutral. So you're just going to have x equals 0. So you go back up here and you pick whichever one you want to pick. Obviously this one looks the easiest. So y equals a negative 3x. That means times x. What did we just say x was? 0. So y equals a negative 3 times 0. Y equals 0. Ordered pair. We forgot to put this up here in our ordered pair for the x. 0. All right. And then when we go up here and put 0 in for the x, what does y equal in this case? Also 0. Where would this one cross on the graph? If I were to graph both of these, they would cross exactly at the, if you said origin, you are correct. And let's show you up here if I put 0 in here for the x. What is 2 times 0? 0, 0 plus y, so we have y equals 0. Solved it either way. So you'll get the same answer. The only thing I want to point out before you start your homework is if you look at here, when you substitute it in, let's just off to the side, I want to just show you something in case this shows up on your worksheet. Say this was a negative y, all right? So what if I had 2x and this was a negative sign, minus y equals 0? Then we would put this y equals a negative 3x in here. What happens then? We have 2x minus, and then now y is now a negative 3x equals 0. Oh, negative. So remember, what is a negative times a negative? Then this would end up turning into a positive 3x. Don't forget that you were taught that earlier, all right? So in that case, it would have been 5x equals 0. I mean, it still would have worked out, but if there's a negative out here, you got to take that negative, might change it. So always be careful and watch out for the negative sign. Thanks for watching the notes all the way to the end. All right, you guys, off to the worksheet. Thank you. Bye.